Greetings, everyone. I'm Dachi Tabatadze from Georgia. I currently live and study in Arizona, United States. It is my honor to be participating in Global Teens Peace Summit today. In my presentation, I will talk about one of the most challenging issues in Georgia, as well as worldwide, access to quality education. Access to quality education is one of the crucial aspects of sustainable development goals that were adopted by United Nations in 2015. I first heard about SDGs last year when I had an opportunity to visit the headquarters of United Nations in New York City. In this picture, you can see me at the UN headquarters building learning about sustainable development goals. This is a universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that all people enjoy peace and prosperity by 2030. The goal number 4 refers to education in specific, and among others, aims to ensure that by 2030, all girls and boys complete free, equitable, and quality primary and secondary education. So after learning about SDGs, the first thing as a Georgian student that I got interested about was to find out how Georgia was doing in specific about in terms of quality education for its children. So when I first Googled the information about it, I saw the results and it was pretty impressive and promising. We can see that in Georgia, all kids are getting free education. Enrollment rate is really high. It's almost 100%. We can see that we have same enrollment rate for girls and boys.
No, I'm saying that I'm spending me conflicting my time.
Can be mute, please.
No.
May I continue?
Yes, please do.
So for students with different socioeconomic background and for Georgian students as well as ethnic minority students. However, these numbers are no reason for satisfaction. On this slide, we can see pictures of two very different classrooms. It would not be right to make judgments solely based on these pictures about facilities and buildings.
The leg of despair. Boom. No. The feet. Kick.
We are.
The feet.
We are dealing with this, and we will be kicking out.
Peace. Kick. Say kick. The foot of peace. Stop. My phone. I said no. The feet of peace. Oh.
I apologize for this.
No, it's going on the.
Okay, so as I was saying, we can see two different pictures of classrooms. I understand that it is not totally right to make judgments solely based on these buildings and facilities, but still it should not be extremely hard to imagine what kind of education students in the upper classroom are receiving compared to the classroom that is depicted in the lower picture. So that means that Georgia is providing everyone with the education, and they are all in the classrooms, and they are all theoretically receiving education, but we don't know what is happening in these classrooms. We don't know how big is the gap, what are they doing, and we don't know what is happening in these classrooms. We don't know how these classrooms look like. So right now we're going to look into some numbers for answering these questions. These are results from National Assessment in Science. It is very easy to notice a couple disparities. For example, we can see urban students perform way better than rural students. We can see that public school students fall behind private school students. I think it is not given in this graph, but disparities are observed in the performance of Georgian students and non-Georgian students, where Georgian students are leading. So on a good note, also, we have to say that we do not have any gender disparity in achievements. Actually, in fact, on average, girls are performing better than boys. But again, as mentioned earlier, there are other existing disparities. So right now, for answering this question, I brought two examples of two stories, and we're going to talk about what are the reasons because of which these disparities exist. So the first story is about Mari, who has big goals for her life, but she cannot learn English at school because her teacher speaks very limited English. She could go to the tutor, but there are no tutors in her village. Even if there were one, her family would not be able to afford private lessons. She could take books and learn herself, but she could find very few books in the library. She has no book at home either. She could listen to English classes online, but she does not have a computer at home. As a result, Mari stops having big goals for her life. Now we're going to talk about the second story, which is about Rezi, who also has big goals for his life. His teacher has big goals for him and his classmates. She has rigorous curriculum in English. Rezi is doing great at school, but he wants to do even better. His parents hire a tutor for him. The tutor is great. He uses lots of online resources for teaching English. He has a lot of books at home and selects the ones he likes. Rezi can find more books in the library, which are more interesting and inspiring for all ages. As a result, Rezi starts to have bigger goals in his life and bigger expectations for his future. So these two stories show how disparities in school facilities, teacher qualifications, family background, and other similar factors make some students give up on their goals. In conclusion, I would like to emphasize that we need the system where both Mari and Rezi can successfully pursue their goals and never give up on them. We need the system where their success is not determined by the background of the family they were born in, or by geographical location of their schools, or neither by the language they speak at home. Thank you for your attention, and I'll gladly answer any questions you might have.